Hello folks, a compilation of short videos today describing some great scents, most of which have been featured in other longer videos, but I kind of like this format as I describe them in quite a snappy way due to the short video format. Let me know what you think about that. Before we do that, don't forget, my recommended UK-based fragrance sampling site is fragrancesamplesuk.com. Go there and sign up and you'll get 10% off your first order. Also, they have a great new thing, a fragrance advent calendar that you can order and you get a fragrance to try each day. There's men's and women's versions. My recommended USA-based fragrance sampling site is decantboutique.com. Go there. Use my code MrSmelly10 and you get 10% off a huge range of scents, both highly recommended and linked by me in the description of this video. Hello, classy fragrances for the refined gentleman this autumn today. Drakkar Intense, a beautiful follow-up to the original Drakkar Noir from 1982 from Guy Laroche. This one from 2022 takes that original aromatic fougere formula with the lavender and the oak moss and gives a little bit more richness, a little bit more warmth. And I hate to say cliche things like this, but yes, it sort of updates it for the 21st century. Really great prices online, highly recommended by me for the autumn or any time of year if you, like me, are aspiring at least to be a classy gent. Drakkar Intense from Guy Laroche. Dunhill Icon Absolute. Underrated gem or what? Amazing bottle design, one of the best. This is the 50ml bottle, the 100ml bottle even more satisfying, I think, and you can get one of those online for around £40 in the UK. It's got notes including rose, leather, oud and saffron. Really a refined, gentlemanly, sort of a modern 21st century mature gentleman aura with this one, and a little bit reminiscent of things like Tom Ford's Oud Wood, that kind of thing, but for a fraction of the price. It really is classy. I love the Dunhill brand, something kind of, I like the nostalgia of the Dunhill brand, that brilliant old logo, and they used to do smoking accoutrements and gloves to wear in your car and watches and things, but the fragrances are remarkably affordable and some of them are really rather excellent. So check out Dunhill Icon Absolute. Bentley for Men Absolute, rather reminiscent of the original Gucci Pour Homme from 2002. Funnily enough, that was the same perfumer, Michel Almerac. So all these years later, in 2014, he did this one. Beautiful, fresh, woody fragrance. It achieves freshness by means of woody accords rather than citruses. It has a grown-up aura again, a classy black bottle, and again, one of those historic English companies, because I've talked about Dunhill recently. Really great stuff if you reminisce over and perhaps lament the passing of Gucci Pour Homme, now discontinued. This can be got for great prices online, and it really works rather well all year round, but it's perfect for early spring when it's still chilly, or autumn when it's generally chilly, if you're unlucky enough to live here in the UK. But it's not all bad, because at least we can always smell good, right? Targhee Forest from Rogue Perfumery. I keep mentioning this one because it's so good. The wonderful perfumer Manuel Cross over there has created a beautiful evocation of the Targhee Forest. I don't really know where that is exactly, but I've seen some pictures and it looks delightful. So obviously there are green fern-like notes in this one. It kind of has that fougere aura, but something magical and almost futuristic in this one. A twist of juniper berry and something that reminds me almost of a twist of incense. A fougere with a charming and charismatic twist. Targhee Forest from the remarkable Rogue Perfumery. I highly recommend this one. Hello folks, don't forget at Norton & Wilson, if you buy any 2 or more fragrances, you'll get 20% off. NortonandWilson.com. Just add the second fragrance to your cart and you get 20% off the cost of your whole order. Why not try our amazing original 2020 release, the stunning Gravitas Pour Homme, a fantastic modern aromatic fougere. Hints of the past, refined for the modern era with wonderful patchouli, bergamot, lavender. It's an absolutely stunning fragrance, and we just keep getting repeat customers and people still hitting us with amazing reviews on this one. Everything at our brand now comes in our upscale packaging. You get a little outer carton as well, but you have the lovely coffret there with every single fragrance. NortonandWilson.com. And look out, our next release is out in November, which I have it. It's amazing. Release number 6. Incredible. An absolute masterpiece, which is coming out very soon. Fougere Nobile from Nobile 1942, an Italian house, beautiful niche fragrance, and it takes that classic barbershop kind of theme with the lavender and those kind of things in there. Very powdery and adds this twist of a subtle tobacco note in there as well. Imagine walking out of a lovely barbershop in 1942 in Italy. Apart from that you'd be living under Mussolini and World War II was going on, it might be a nice feeling. And much better and more practical way to achieve it now is to buy this wonderful, beautiful fragrance. It is an absolute stunner, underrated gem from Nobile 1942, Fougere Nobile. Platinum Egoist from Chanel. Fresh, soapy, metallic fragrance as only Chanel could do it. It is a flanker to the original Egoist. Doesn't smell anything like that one. 1993 release. Lavender, neroli, some kind of soapy metallic smell. I don't know how they achieve that. Maybe dihydromercenol, which is similar. Therefore, that aroma will give you reminiscences of Davidoff's Cool Water, or maybe even Green Irish Tweed from Creed, but this is their own unique Chanel take on that. Really lovely, the barbershop fragrance, I guess, for the 90s guy who likes Chanel fragrances. Maybe your dad wore it, maybe your uncle. You're going to smell great wearing this. I love it. Not everyone does, though. Eau de Guerlain, love it. 1974, amazing citrus aromatic fragrance. You can get it for about £60 or thereabouts online in the UK. And it has that classic citrusy, bergamot, lemony, natural smelling opening, combined very skillfully by the perfumer back then, Jean-Paul Guerlain, with other woody and aromatic herbal type notes for a really fantastic effect. Is it a strong performer? No. Does it smell great? Yes. Do I give you permission to smell a lot, spray a lot of it, and thereby make it a better performing fragrance? I certainly do. Not Chanel's Platinum Egoist. That was the last video I made. Guerlain, Eau de Guerlain. It's really rather good. Pinard Clubman Vanilla. It's ridiculously cheap. It has a beautiful combination of sage, lavender, spicy notes, and apparently vanilla, but not that much, plus jasmine. I also get quite a bit of patchouli in this one. It is a classic barbershop aromatic fougere. If you liked the original Pinard Clubman, you'll also love this. Amazing prices. Just a classic, slightly generic, old school aftershave smell, but I think it smells really good, classy, and high quality for an amazing price. Pinard Clubman Vanilla. If you want to smell manly and you're tired of being told what to do, who to be, check out Bogart's Foreo, a 1980 release, absolutely stunning powerhouse fragrance, still available in this great, dated in all the best ways, bottle design. Note listing on this one is written on a very nice piece of paper here. Ron Vinaigrad and Thierry Vasseur perfume is £69 for a 100ml bottle. Musk, Castorium, amber, tobacco, lavender, coriander, vetiver, fig leaf, juniper berries, patchouli, civet, loads of amber. It's like Koros from Yves Saint Laurent on steroids, if you can imagine that. It's like you put a load of fragrance tester strips from your day out of the department store in your back pocket and sweated in that back pocket on the way home and then smelled it, but in a really good way. Masculine, powerful, fiery, as the name perhaps suggests. Foreo from Bogart. Smell like a man and enjoy your life. MDCI Le Barbier de Tanger, an amazing 2016 release. It's like the best aromatic fougere with the highest quality niche ingredients you can possibly imagine. Wonderful combination of green and bitter notes. I've got a note listing listed here. We've got bergamot, basil, lemon, tangerine, cardamom, cologne, C-A-L-O-N-E, petitgrain, lavender, pineapple, galbanum, apple, oak moss, vetiver, woody notes, patchouli and amber. It is maybe like a niche version of Platinum Egoist from Chanel, or similar to Maison Margiela's at the Barbers. If you love barbershop fragrances and you want a really high quality classic fougere, not the sort of twist on the fougere that their famous Invasion Barbar is, that's spicy and powdery and vanillic. This is also powdery, dry, bitter and green, really grown up, really manly, smell like Humphrey Bogart. Hello folks, this week I'm going to talk you through 3 really, really nice citrus fragrances to beat the winter blues. It's getting cold, but I don't care. I still want to smell fresh and zesty, and these cheer me up. Number 1, it's got to be Creed's Erolfa. I've emptied a whole 100ml bottle. It's a long-standing favourite of mine. Not so much so that I've memorised the notes, though. So I shall read them off a very scruffy envelope. The note listing for this immaculate 1992 release: lemon, lime, mandarin, basil, ginger, bergamot, fresh florals, violet, lavender, coriander, watermelon, cucumber, Indian jasmine, sandalwood, musk and dry woods. Well, it smells like a beautiful, zesty, citrus aromatic fragrance, a bit of the old school citrus eau de cologne style fragrance, but with this ozonic thing going on, this sea air, sea spray type thing, but not in a synthetic smelling way, in a way that feels natural and invigorating. And sometimes on a cold January morning, that could be just what you need. Try it out. Granado Citrus Brasilis, a wonderful combination of the same, Hello folks, 3 amazing citrusy fragrances to beat the winter blues. Why can't you smell fresh and citrusy in winter or autumn? I can, and I do, and it's never done me any harm. Granado Citrus Brasilis 2025 release: mandarin orange, lemon, bergamot, jasmine, kumquat, mint, musk violet, violet leaves, patchouli and Quentin Biche is the perfumer. It's a really, really nice citrusy, fresh fragrance, sort of reminiscent, a little bit of a kind of a grapefruit vibe, juicy, succulent, slightly sharp citrus mixed with a wonderful white woody undertone, despite there being no wood notes listed. Who knows what he put in there? But he did a very good job. It's really uplifting, refreshing, reviving, great performance, and decent value for a wonderful, long-established Brazilian niche house. Check it out, Granado Citrus Brasilis. Pomelo Paradis from Atelier Cologne, and I don't know what a pomelo is, I still can't work it out. It's a bit like a grapefruit, but it's not a grapefruit, okay? It smells somewhat grapefruity, to the note listing, pomelo, green mandarin, vetiver, blackcurrant, rose and mint, and it's just got this wonderful, fresh sharpness about the fragrance, but it combines with a subtle, juicy, sweet, semi-sweet fruitiness and a white woods and vetiver type undertone or underaccord that I find just absolutely charming and brilliant. Decent performance for me. So if you want to cheer yourself up on a cold, frosty morning or evening, why not go with Pomelo Paradis? I really rate this one. Highly recommended. Good deals online in the UK, but I'm not sponsored, so you could go and seek them out yourself. Pomelo Paradis, Atelier Cologne. Beautiful if you love the smell of grapefruit. Hello folks, some absolute bangers for autumn. I'm going to recommend them this week. These are beautiful. Sandalwood Cologne is the first one today, and it's going to be GOF Trumper, the brand that made that one. Absolutely beautiful. If you love that sandalwood smell, the smell of this luxurious, creamy, semi-exotic wood accord. Very hard to describe, but like describing a colour, but it's a comforting, classy smell. I really, really love the smell of sandalwood, and this one just, it is one of the best exemplars of that in a fragrance. Things like Chanel's Egoist have a really great sandalwood note too, but it's kind of combined with quite a lot of other things. I actually think if you just want pure sandalwood, if you've got a sandalwood urge, it's a great smell for the autumn time. It's comforting, it's a little bit warming, and there's a freshness about this one too. Beautiful. Sandalwood Cologne, GOF Trumper. Have you tried it? Tonka Laboratory Perfumes. Wonderful spicy combination with mandarin, tonka bean, and an almost tobacco-like accord in there with a subtle sweetness. I also pick up on a patchouli kind of thing. Sort of reminds me of an old school fragrance. Even I'm weird, a bit like the aura of Givenchy Gentleman 1974, but updated for the modern age, which I know is a vacuous kind of statement, but it really is great. If you like some of those old school manly, I feel this is quite a manly fragrance. It smells like you're wearing an aftershave, but in a really good way. Really good stuff. Tonka from Laboratory Perfumes, very reasonably priced. I think just under £100 for 100ml, and I like what they did with the bottle design. Check it out. It doesn't massively smell of tonka bean, but that's my only criticism. I'm sure there is some in there. Great fragrances you must check out this autumn. You don't have to, but you might like to. This autumn time, Rogue Perfumeries Bonded. Now, the story with this one is that he wanted to create the smell, he said, of oak moss enveloped in a vial of whiskey or something like that. That wouldn't be the first thing that sprang to mind when I smelled it, but I like whatever he did, it worked for me, because the note listing here, bourbon whiskey, oak moss, Vietnamese oud, my favourite kind by the way, and tobacco. It's really a classy, old school, gentlemanly fragrance that we're so used to from Bonded, but everyone has something new, something different. Don't worry, it's not overwhelmingly boozy. I think he did some very clever things to create a complex, refined bourbon whiskey-esque accord, and he's mixed it with that fantastic old school green bitter oak moss accord that makes you smell like a really self-assured, confident, classy, modern gentleman with a little hint of the best things about yesteryear in this bottle. Great stuff, Rogue Perfumery. I've got a lovely recommendation for you today as an entry-level Middle Eastern style perfume with a beautiful combination of oud, woods and vanilla. It's Ragbar Latafah. It's been out for years and years. £15 you can get this one for online. The official note listing, vanilla sugar, oud, incense, sandalwood and musk. And it's a beautifully balanced combination of a subtle, not too funky or off-putting oud, creamy, luxurious, opulent-smelling sandalwood, a hint of incense, and a subtle sweetness. Very, very wearable. I've had mixed reactions from other people. Some ladies don't like it. You can say that about any fragrance. For the price, I think this is a really great thing. If you want something a bit fun, dip your toe into the water of the world of Middle Eastern oud fragrances with one that I think anyone with taste can enjoy and like. Let me know if you've tried it. Some great fragrances for the autumn time that smell rich, warming, opulent, I think is the word, and you really have to try this one. Fahrenheit Parfum, the original Fahrenheit from 1988, very famous. This is a 2014, I think, or 2014 follow-up. Perfumer Francois Demarchi, 75ml bottle here, £89.50. In this day and age, that's not too bad. And we've got suede, licorice, Sicilian mandarin, violet leaf, rum, coriander, cumin, and bourbon vanilla. So it takes this woody leather and the fieriness of the original Fahrenheit, that kind of red heat feel, but it smooths it out with this beautiful bourbon vanilla. Bourbon, by the way, bourbon vanilla is a type of vanilla. It has nothing to do with bourbon whiskey, and it's refined. It gives you a reminiscence of the original Fahrenheit, but it's got something a little bit more sophisticated and less rugged, but equally charming and unique. So really, really great. If you love the original Fahrenheit, you really must try Fahrenheit Parfum. Great fragrances for the colder seasons, and this is one of the best value, niche smelling but cheaply priced fragrances out there. £26.95. I found a 100ml bottle of Bentley for Men by the esteemed perfumer Natalie Lawson, 2013 release. Black pepper, bay leaf, bergamot, rum, woody notes, cinnamon, clary sage, African geranium, my favourite type of geranium, incense leather, benzoin, cedar and patchouli. An absolutely stunning fragrance, and it has this refined yet slightly rugged, manly feel. Rich patchouli, almost taking us back to the 70s. Great fragrances with patchouli in them, but it does have this subtle sweetness in there, the hints of the exotic with the incense, and a very well put together and refined rum accord in there. Balances everything out. Absolutely amazing, and it really is a sort of alpha male CEO fragrance for a real bargain budget price. I love the bottle too. Bentley for Men Intense. Have you tried it?